Hey everyone, my name is Fedro and this is Cozy Veggie, and on this channel we cover a variety of things such as Let's Plays, JRPGs, and all things cozy gaming. Now that we are now entering a new season, spring is now finally here and winter is now long in the past, I'm kind of into this reflective mood of my own, and I just wanted to look back at all the games that I played in the past season of winter. Winter for me was a very interesting season. I had just quit my job and I had a lot more free time than I've had since the quarantine and pandemic. So with that being said, I had a lot more free time, hence why I played a lot of video games during the time. So I wanted to share with you guys all the games that I played and what games that have carried on over to the new season. So let's start off at the beginning of the season of winter in December with Persona 5 Royal. Now what's really interesting about Persona 5 Royal is that have never played it myself. I've never played a Persona 5 game, both besides Strikers last year. But with Persona 5 Royal, I've already seen Let's Plays of other people, and I've already am very aware of the content, but when it was announced that it would be ported onto the Switch, I knew that I had to finally experience this game for myself. However, I will make it known that I do have a PS4 copy of this game, and I was planning to play it on my PS4 at the time. But then when news came out that it was going to be onto the Switch, I kind of double dipped, and I just love playing JRPGs, especially on my Switch. I just love playing games in general on my Switch. It's easier, I think, especially with JRPGs, I get through them a lot faster, and I was really happy to have this finally in my collection, and it's the Steelbook edition of the game as well. Now overall, I had a really great time playing it. I pretty much played it when it was launched in October, and it carried out all the way till December. I played a lot of this game, I'm not gonna lie. The last couple hours of it was excruciating. I put in 100 hours, but nonetheless, I had a really great time going out through the world, making my bonds, and trying to max out and get all the bonds. Unfortunately, I didn't, but I had a really great time playing this. And it was really fun to just play this during the holiday time now that I had a lot more free time. So that was a fun game to play in the month of December, in the beginning of the winter season. Now, what's really interesting though is that I finished this game, I would say mid-December, but the last remaining weeks of the month, I didn't play anything because this Persona 5 Royal was a pretty heavy intensive JRPG, so I wanted to give myself and my brain a break. So I focused on spending time with my family, reading, enjoying the holiday spirit, and all the jingle bells and holly. So I didn't play anything until the new year, and this first game that I played at the beginning of the year in January were the Nunnery games. Now this is a game that I've had for a while, and it's a visual psychological horror game that I've been wanting to play for a while, and I thought this would be a really good break after playing such a very long, intensive JRPG like Persona 5 Royal, and I was hooked. What's really cool about this version is that it has two games in one. It has 999 Doors as well as Zero's Escape as well. I definitely prefer the first game over this one. I know that people have had gripes with this particular PS4 version because it kind of cuts off, because both of these games were originally on the DS and 3DS respectively, but people prefer the experience of playing it on the DS and 3DS versions. However, those versions are super expensive to come across, so I settled the PS4, and I still had a really great time playing this game. I was so immersed with the story and the characters. With the 999 game, I literally played through every ending that I could. I missed out on one, unfortunately. I didn't know that I missed it out until after the fact, but I tried to max out as much of the content as possible because I really enjoyed the story. The second one, Zero Escape, is not my wasn't my favorite of the two. I definitely feel like it kind of got really convoluted, especially towards like the very last ending route where things kind of just were dropped at you, but overall I still had a really fun time playing this, and I definitely highly encourage people to pick this up because it's definitely a fun, engaging visual novel that has really good puzzles in this game as well. And yeah, I really enjoyed my time playing this the Nunnery games. Now the next game that I played was an interesting one in the sense that it was my anticipated game, one of my anticipated games of this year, but I was still kind of apprehensive going into playing it, and that is none other than Fire Emblem Engage. Now the reason why it was my highly anticipated as well as I wasn't really anticipating, or not anticipating, I was anticipating but I was also very cautious about it, is because I love Fire Emblem and I played a good amount of the more recent Fire Emblem games and I was excited to see what this is about. However, the reason why I was cautious because leading up to its release, we didn't really know much about its story, or they weren't really talking about its story. They really emphasized the combat, which I'm like, combat's great. Combat's really great in this game. However, as someone who plays JRPGs, for me, I do prioritize a really good story. And so I was very apprehensive about this game. It wasn't until the reviews came in and a lot of people were saying that the combat gameplay is amazing, but the story is just very lackluster. So I was really intrigued by all those reviews, so I picked it up day one and started playing it day one, and I'm gonna be really honest with you, I didn't really like this game. I did not care for the characters, I did not care for the story. This is definitely one of the games where I kind of like was just really waiting for the ending to happen. Combat is great. I don't think anyone can argue that the combat in this is like horrible. Like, it's a really great combat. Gameplay is awesome. It's just like I didn't care enough for the story, which is crazy for me. When it comes to Fire Emblem, I want to know my characters. I want to know more about the world, but I didn't care for anyone. And to be honest, the story was really bad. Some people think it's an average story, but most Fire Emblem games are like this, but like, I don't know, this one wasn't it for me. It just wasn't it for me. I know that I probably won't pick it up again, but I'll have it in my collection to say that I have it. But yeah, I probably won't be picking up this game, which is kind of unfortunate because it has a lot of potential. I just hope that when Intelligent Systems make their next entry for the series, that they have a good balance of both good story and good combat. Once you find that good happy medium, you're onto something. So, with that being said, I wanted to play another game, and that I knew that was also my backlog, and I knew that playing this game would be really fun to play after Fire Emblem Engage, and that is Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. Now the reason why I picked this one is because I had already played Fates Birthright last year around the same time, and a lot of people who played Engage have said that this is very similar in vein, that the combat is really great, story not so much. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt the same way of this as I felt the same way with Engage. I honestly, and I'm not proud to say this, you can call me out for it if you want to, I played on Phoenix, which is the easiest, meaning that with Fire Emblem, what's really interesting about the series is that it incorporates permadeath, or like when a unit or character dies, they die for good. And with the casual mode, what's great about that one is that if they die, they still can come back into the next battle or continue into the story. I think it's maddening or the hardest difficulty, they die and they die for good. I played on Phoenix because I honestly just did not care enough about these characters. I mean, I played on Phoenix just because I wanted to get through the game faster, not because I didn't care for the characters. I just wanted to get through it faster. I was just like ready for these people to just like be, I wanted to be over, I'm not gonna lie. Story was not great, but the map's design was amazing. I think I prefer Fates, Birthright more over Conquest in terms of the characters. I think I cared more about those characters, even though they're still kind of similar in a sense. I don't know. I preferred my time with Fates, or Birthright, but yeah. It was really funny playing these back to back. Yeah, they're very similar in the same vein. So yeah, those are pretty much all of the games that I've completed in the winter season. Now we're gonna go into the games that I'm currently playing and then bled into the fall season. The fall season, I'm in the spring season, dang. I'm gonna leave that in there. Now we're gonna lead on to the spring season, and the first game that I picked up is none other than The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I know, I'm finally playing this now, and the reason why I'm late to the game on this is because this is actually originally a gift from my brother, and he played this for about a year, and it wasn't until like last year where I finally was able to like, hey, I kind of want to play this soon. Do you mind if I borrow it? He's like, yeah, sure. So the time has finally come, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this game so far. At first, I was kind of like overwhelmed with how vast and big this world is. Like, this is like open world. When you think open world, this takes the cake because like it's so huge. Like sometimes I'll just be spending my time just like unlocking shrines and like fighting little enemies around before I get to the main story. But I'm having a really great time. This is definitely such a cozy game, even though it can get pretty hectic when you get into the nitty-gritty of it all. But sometimes I can just find myself on my bed with my favorite snack and just like playing this game. It's definitely a game that I'm really treasuring. I wanted to play this game before Tears of the Kingdom comes out in May. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but I'm gonna try, because I also really want to take my time with this game because it's really fun and really beautiful. And yeah, I'm really happy playing this game. And the last game that I'm currently playing, and that is on the PS4 or PS5, but this is PS4 copy, and that is Kenna and the Bridge of Spirits. This game is an indie game that's from the developer studio of Emblem. What's really cool about this game is that this is the first game from the studio, and I've only played about like 2 hours of it so far, and I am thoroughly shocked at how stunning this game is. I have my PS5, so I upgraded, thank God it comes with a free upgrade for the PS5. And I have a 4K monitor, and I'm not even kidding, I'm like, these two games are probably one of the most stunning, but this particular is the most stunning game I've ever seen. Like, it literally feels like I'm playing a Pixar movie. And to think this is their first game, I'm still flabbergasted. I still have ways to go into this game. It's a relatively short one, but from what I'm playing so far, I'm I'm very much enjoying what I'm playing so far. I definitely will probably spend this weekend playing these two interchangeably, but I definitely want to see if I can finish this weekend because it's such a lush, cool, clean, beautiful, cozy vibes. And so yeah, so that's pretty much all the games that I've currently played in in this season of winter, and I'm really excited to see what spring has to come for me, has to offer me. We're still very much, I think we're only like a week into the spring season, but so far I'm having a great time with the two games that I'm playing so far. I'm excited to see what other games I have to play in this coming season. So if you guys liked this video, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!